surprise me, shock me. And so I'm looking for stuff that's similar to Vicks and Red Velvet. Howdy, Meowers. Welcome back to the BlushCat podcast. My name is Annette, and I'm here with Devin. And today we are going to be sharing our 2025 K-pop wishes.
What a great way to start the year, right? I mean, everybody is always making New Year's resolutions and all of this kind of stuff, holding themselves accountable. Well, guess what? Today we're holding everyone else accountable. Fulfill our wishes.
Yeah. We did do 2024 K-pop wishes. So if you want to hear our wishes from last year and figure out if any of them came true, you can check that episode out.
Yeah. Now, before we jump in today, why don't we start with a little bit of small talk?
Okay.
You know, starting the year off fresh, trying something new.
I don't really like small talk, but I will do that for the episode. And so, what was the last K-pop song that you listened to?
Well, if we're talking about like listen to, I listened to the whole song, I'm not sure, but the last one that I heard part of was DKZ Cupid.
Okay, I heard a DKZ song today.
Oh, really? Which one?
Like a movie.
Oh, that one's good too.
Yeah. But that's not the last one that I listened to. And if we want to be technical, like what you were saying, I listened to the section of this song that I will be meowing for the Meowtro. That's the last thing that I listened to. So yeah, stay tuned for the end of the episode to know what that song is. But the last full song that I heard today, I heard Even I Love You.
Ah, classic.
Mm-hmm. And you can check out our yearly favorites to hear more about that. Yeah, it is a classic. Okay, so is that enough small talk?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so 2025 K-pop wishes. That's what we're doing today. I have some disclaimers.
Disclaimers? But why? This seems like such a friendly, unproblematic topic.
Right? It really does, but people might misunderstand. This is not K-pop predictions. It is a wish list, so that's a disclaimer. I want to say that this episode might be a little redundant because I probably have a lot of the same wishes as last year, but I'm going to keep wishing for it until they come true. And there might be groups out there that are already doing the things on our wish list and we just don't know about it. So I guess it would be nice to know if that's the case. But also, I generally like these wishes to be granted for the groups that I already stan. So that's another reason why I might be wishing for these certain things, even if groups are already doing that.
Fair and true. I understand the disclaimers.
Okay, goody. So last year we had some, categories. And this year I've been able to fit my wishes into the same categories, but it's going to be loose. It's just going to be kind of loose. We might organize the chapters to be in categories for you. And I guess we can probably go in categories, right? Do you have comeback wishes to talk about? Because we can start with that if you do.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I feel like I'll just fit mine in wherever.
Okay, so let's begin with our wishes, and we're going to start with comeback wishes that we have. And I'll go first by providing an example and saying that I would like a Pentagon comeback in 2025.
Oh, I got a lot of wishes like that. Yeah, I'd like a Pentagon comeback as well. That's on my list for sure. We've waited long enough.
Yeah, we have. And also, maybe you're saying, well, the members have hinted at that, or for any of these comeback wishes we might talk about or something. Or you might be thinking, well, that's never going to happen, but we're wishing for it. We're wishing for it. Oh, so, what wish do you have?
On a similar, I guess, note, I want a Monsta X comeback. I don't really know, I know that there was Shonu Hyungwon last year. Sure, I know that not all the members are available right now, but like just give me something that's like Monsta X labeled, not subunit labeled.
Mm.
I think that'd be nice.
By last year, do you mean 2023, or was Shonu Hyungwon in 2024?
No, it was in 2023. It's been a whole year. My wish is more validated now.
Okay, well, another comeback wish that I have is I wish for a DKZ comeback, and I mean a regular comeback with regular promo, not just one music show stage. Sorry.
I'm laughing because it's accurate, not because it's funny, because I also have on my list a DKZ comeback, please. Yes, like I want to feel like we had an actual comeback. I don't want to keep reminding myself, oh yeah, well they had like a movie, and like trying to, not validate, but trying to like reassure, oh no, it's not as bad as no, it's bad, okay? Give us something real. Please.
Yeah, please. Yeah, you got any other comeback wishes?
Yes, ma'am. Blitzers, please.
Mm.
It's a similar line of DKZ. Like, sure, they had a comeback, I suppose.
Yeah,
but
they
like,
went on a lot of music shows at least.
it didn't feel full to me, right? Like, I want like to be overtaken by the comeback, right?
Yeah.
Like all of the bells and whistles.
Yeah. There wasn't even any behind content.
Yeah.
For like the music shows. There was no behind content, and I'm still hoping maybe it's in the vault somewhere and they're gonna release it. I don't know what's happening over there. But okay. Yeah. Well, I'll say 2 of mine at once because I feel like I might have more than you.
I don't have any more. Well,
oh.
I don't have any more in that vein.
Okay, then I'll just say the rest of my comeback wishes. So I wish for a WJSN comeback that is cosmic heavy. Like I want it to have the cosmic concept, and also subunit comebacks would be nice. I want an A-Pink comeback with the I'm so sick concept. I would like a very, very comeback like Tap Tap or or really anything, honestly, because like, where are they? It's been so long.
I was just thinking of very, very Tap Tap the other day, and I was thinking that it was a different time.
Yeah.
Like when Tap Tap was made, that was like a different time.
It truly was, and it was great.
Yeah.
So I want that back. 101. I am not necessarily like, 101 has to come back, but I kind of wish that they would have a comeback and that they would have it this year, because like I've seen Daehui's like ramen show that he has, and he's had a lot of 101 members on it, and they're always talking about 101, and they even talked about 101 Go Zero Base, and like they should do that again, and they could have like an actual comeback, not just like a special little thing, because it seems like a lot of the members are willing to do it. I'm not saying that I want like, AB6 to turn back into 101, but I'm saying I think it would be fun if they had like a comeback.
I think that would be cool. Like, I feel like 101, now that they've crossed that threshold of like not being a group anymore and then coming back together to do something, like I feel like they can keep doing that. Like, what's the problem?
Yeah. And so the last comeback wish that I have is for a Golden Child comeback with 10 members, because, well, one, like I wanted a Golden Child comeback last year because it was going to be my Golden Child era as a new stan, and that didn't happen. So I still want one, but now it's kind of like, well, they kind of like didn't, like, they don't really have a company anymore, and then like, the 3 members left, but they kept saying, oh, Golden Child is 10, Golden Child is 10, and it's like they're one of the like groups that I've seen reference still being like their like full 10 members, like even when people have left, and it's like they just talk about it and act like nothing ever happened. So it's like it's good to see that. And so I hope that like they just like the members that left, like I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like I hope that they just like have a comeback and it's like, oh, nothing ever happened, we're still just Golden Child.
Yeah. That reminds me that I had another group that I wanted to add to my list and I didn't remember, on a very similar, very similar line of thinking. I want 9i to have a comeback because I was waiting for a 9i comeback because it was supposed to be my 9i era. So, like with all of the members, like I feel like that would be really nice. I feel like there's lots of people that are waiting for that and they're like, yeah, so something along those lines is going to happen, right?
Yeah.
So hopefully we can get something like that.
Okay, well, now let's continue into our concept / styling / sound wishes. And if you're not familiar, you'll understand, or you can listen to last year's wishes episode and then you'll like know what we mean by that category title. So would you like to go first? Do you have any wishes that fall into this category?
I guess. Okay. I'll start with a very sort of broad thing that I feel like we've mentioned in an episode recently.
Okay.
I would like stronger comeback stage aesthetics.
Okay.
And by that I mean across the stages for a comeback, I want a stronger vision of a specific thing. And I can tell that's a stage for that song because it's like this. Not like, well, there's a really bold look that you've done, but like, what really is it? And you do a completely different thing for the other stages. You have a bold look here, and then you have school uniforms there, and then you have pretty ruffles the next time. Like, decide and sell it to me.
Okay, yes. I absolutely agree. And we did talk about this recently, but I don't remember when we would have been discussing that. But my first concept styling sound wish is I wish for heavy concepts. Like I want it to be concept heavy during the comebacks. So like you said, I want to be able to look at a performance and know what era it's from. And that's something that, we mentioned in a recent episode. But like less street clothes, more costume like styling. I want like lore and a storyline that carries throughout the promo period, and I want it built into the stages and styling and everything. I want the concept to be really strong. And this doesn't have to happen for like every group, every era, but like I want it to be common because it's totally not right now, and it hasn't been for years, I feel like. And at the very least, I'm looking for more bold styling moments like Wanbin's Impossible styling. Like, we have bold moments in a sense, I feel like you're saying. Like, sometimes we get bold looks, but it's still, I feel like when there's a bold look, it doesn't necessarily define an era. But like Wanbin Impossible defined an era. Aespa with Whiplash was kind of giving us that. Like Giselle had the glasses and stuff. Sure, that was a moment. But they didn't carry that through for every Whiplash occurrence. And like if I look to the past, Red Velvet Peekaboo, I feel like is a pretty recognizable era. You know, Silgi had her bangs and everybody had like the bright red and there were the crowns and stuff like that. Something iconic. We need more iconic moments.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, I'm not trying to like, not get the whole zoomery vibe of the climate right now, but it's just like a big fur hat and then let's move on, right? Like that's the like bold moment. That's the like impact that they're giving us with a stage look, is like a big fur hat, something like that. And I mean, They've all done it, okay? They've all done it. Give me something fresh.
Yeah.
Or give me a throwback. I mean, I'll take either. But give me something different than the like, because that's the thing, is the stage outfits will be bold, but it's not like bold if it's the standard or what everyone is doing.
Right. Yeah. And yeah, exactly. And something like two things I think that I pointed to last year and they still stand as good examples are WJSN Chokomi styling and 9i's Turn It Off styling. Like, I'm looking for moments, okay? I want moments.
Okay, she wants moments. Well, you know what I want? I asked for it last year and I didn't get it. I want more ombre/gradient hair in colors. And I know, okay? You're like, that's a pretty big thing to ask of a person, okay? Do you know what it does to someone's hair to have it be two different vibrant colors gradiented together? I don't necessarily know because I'm not a hairstylist, okay? But I know for a fact that everyone's hair is already completely messed up, okay? If you can spend 10 years bleaching your hair, then I think you can make the sacrifice to color it two-toned for an instance, okay? You know, it's not like I'm asking people who have perfectly healthy hair that they never ever do anything to. They're making sacrifices. They're just making sacrifices to make it the same we've always seen it. Make it different. And I don't need everyone to do it, okay? I just want a couple instances of me being able to be like, wow, look at that hair. Because you don't see that hair in everyday life, right? We want to see that hair because it's like a special, cool, crazy instance of something to look at.
Okay, sure. Yeah, more fun hair.
Yeah.
This is a like something that this is like a concept that I've really thought out that I wish for. And so I wish for more fantasy and royalty concepts in K-pop. And when I say fantasy or royal, that could even be like sort of like fairy tale or supernatural could fit into the same realm, but I'm not asking for like vampires, werewolves, or, you know, I'm not asking for a prince and princess typical storyline here. I want something a little mysterious to be going on, something intriguing that goes beneath the surface. I want to be like, ooh, like what's going on here? What's the storyline going to be about? Surprise me, shock me. And so I'm looking for stuff that's similar to VIX and Red Velvet. Red Velvet Chill Kill. G-Friend Apple is like a nice, like pretty, but also it's a little bit haunting concept. The beginning of N-Hyphen's Fever music video, they're stylized like royalty. And I guess Oh My Girl music videos are a bit like similar, but I think they sometimes lean to fairy tale, less just fantasy. But I'm looking for enchanted forests, swords and bows, but not like a super violent type of thing. Cosmic elements and magic would be nice. And as far as styling goes, ruffles, ribbons, lace, elegant styling that's elaborate and like costumey, but not like cheap and casual, because we've seen a lot of ribbons lately. But it's kind of like the, you know,
the trendy ribbon.
Yeah, the trendy ribbon. And so I don't want that. I want it to be, say it with me, a moment. I'm looking for moments here. I want moments. And also I want the focus of like the music video. Because I'm like a lot of my wishes, I'm really laying it out for like the companies that are listening. So I want the focus to be among the members, not from like the outside. I want like Ive Ascendio. They're both sides and they're battling each other. Like, we don't need like a whole cast. Like, you can achieve what I'm looking for just using the members.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, that sounds like an experience.
That's what I'm looking for.
I'm looking for something a little more simple, okay? 2 words. More sparkle. Okay? Because I feel like the sparkle has really died down. You know, you can maybe find a stage here or there. Like there's a red velvet cosmic stage where they have sparkle, or there's a something, you know, like there's maybe a stage here and there where they like lean in to the sparkle. But in general, I don't even really feel like there was a comeback that was like sparkly. You know, we saw a couple things here and there, like was it Unbi who had like sparkly jeans that I really thought were really cool. But I want a comeback that like the outfits are sparkly.
Yeah.
And I want, like, I'll take it in any form. Glitter, sequins, beads, anything.
Give her the sparkle, people.
Yeah, I just feel like there used to be, like, throughout styling, there would be sparkle more prominently. Now you'll get sparkle for, like, concert looks. But on stage, I feel like there's a lot more, like you were saying, ribbons, fur, buckles, things like that, but they don't add sparkle as well. And I just feel like, you know, that's the one place that everyone agrees is like sparkle is meant for. The stage, the lights, you know, like put it there. I want to see it, please. We've gotten sparkle on the face, like makeup that is sparkly, I suppose, but yeah.
I think that's a very valid wish, and I don't know why it doesn't occur more.
Yeah.
Because you'd think it'd be a very easy place to utilize sparkle.
Yeah.
But I don't really, like, I'd love to see it, but I don't share that wish today. It's not on my wish list. But something that is on my wish list is, like, it's kind of, like, in a way similar to the stuff I've been saying, sort of. I don't know. But I wish that they will continue the trend of having bright and refreshing concepts for boy groups. But here's my stipulation. Each comeback, or like each group, needs an added element to make it unique, not just like the average boy having fun with his friends bright concept. I say, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I say we ban school concepts for the next year.
I mean, like, see, I could be there, but at the same time, like, I think of To Us, and they provide a very refreshing concept, and they also provide a strong K-drama feel in a lot of their stuff, and a lot of that is because they have like a school concept, so I don't want to take that away.
Well, I specifically wanted to take that away. I was like, I'm thinking of To Us and how I've literally only ever seen them in the school concept, and I can't tell any other songs apart because they're just schoolboys for every single one of them.
I mean, like, yeah, it is, like, the school thing can be getting a little old, but I think that they're one of the groups that does it right because I actually feel some, like, emotion and I'm getting the storyline. And also Rise is providing a K-drama feel, although it's a little bit, like, you know, a simpler hanging out sort of concept. But if we think about NCT Dream's Hello Future, that has a very defined concept, and it kind of has like two concepts in like the video and then the styling, and so it's very bright and it's very fun, but it's also, like, you know, very specific and very recognizable.
The Real World and Kwangya.
Yeah, so that's what I'm looking for. Do you have any other wishes that fit into this category?
I don't think I would really put any of my other ones here.
Okay, then I'll just go and share my last two. One of them is the same from last year because I didn't really see it. I think maybe, like, you know, people had B-sides that could have been sounding similar, but nobody was really doing what I was exactly looking for, and that's contemporary concepts. I want more contemporary dance comebacks with a pretty or dark, like, sort of style. and lots of emotion. And boy groups and girl groups can do this type of thing. And so last year I had used BTS Spring Day as like a lighter example, and then BTS Black Swan as a darker example. I'd love to see that more.
I feel like, yeah, that's so surprising that besides, like, all I could think of was BTS Black Swan as an instance of like an actual comeback happening with like the group as a whole doing that sort of style. I was like, I know that there's people that have done it, or they've done it for like a stage for a festival or something. But yeah, I don't feel like there are many instances of people doing that like for a whole comeback.
Yeah. Like, and the more like I kind of, like, I really do think there could have been something last year, but I feel like it didn't. It was either not for a title track or it was not a long enough promo period. But okay, my last wish for like concepts is I would like to see more like, or like the return of delicate girl group concepts, because as much as I love and appreciate dance heavy and like stronger concepts that we see from girl groups these days, I do also have an appreciation for the softer, more classic concepts that were popular back in the day. Like, I really like Lovelies, and G-Friend did a lot of stuff like that, and I just feel like we've completely moved away from that, and I think if done correctly, there's room for both concepts.
Yeah, true. There's been a lot of heavier, more like hard hitting, more hip hop, more like just strong.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mean strong concepts as in it's not a weak concept. I mean like they're like
powerful.
Yeah, powerful, yeah. And not so many of the like softer type. Yeah. That's valid.
Okay, thank you. So we will move on to the content category. What would you like to see in 2025's K-pop content?
The first one I'm just going to throw out here in this category, even though it maybe could have gone in the last category, or maybe it should go in a miscellaneous category, but let's put it here and let's all chill out for a second, okay? And not send me hate.
Ooh, okay.
For this.
What's this gonna be?
Well, my wish for 2025 is for ZB1 to have a good music video.
Oh, okay.
I like what ZB1 has been doing. I've liked the content that they've made. I've liked the songs that they've had. I've liked the dances, the stages. I think they're very talented. I just haven't liked any of their music videos ever since they have debuted, and they're possibly running out of time unless they become a permanent group like Kepler did. So I just would like to see one that I can say, hey, I liked that. That's
okay.
all.
Fair. You deserve that as somebody who enjoys what they have to offer. And yeah, I'd like to see that too. But I'm bringing first to the table more Weverse lives.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to see more in general, like group lives, unit lives, fun or activity lives, traveling lives, like at a cafe, in a car, outside. People used to do that. Actually, recently, CIX members were doing a live from a different location. And I was like, this takes me back. I want, like, clearly it's possible. So I'd like to see it more because it just, it provides a different space than, like, the practice room or the studio. And more collab lives because they brought that feature to Weverse, yet I have hardly seen it used. And by, like, collabs, I mean members from different groups coming together. They made that be possible, so I'd like to see it.
That sounds cool. I don't watch lives very often because I feel like, well, one, they're not like in my face, like I don't see them. But also a lot of the times back in my day of like knowing about lives like that, they were never subbed. So, if I'm thinking about live content, I don't really know. So don't really know what's been going on. But I would think that, yeah, I would like lives that are like more than solo.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like back in the day, the types that I liked to watch was like 2 or 3 people
Yeah.
from the group and very casual. And I feel like, I don't know if it's really the trend, but I feel like it's more of a trend for it to just be a solo live, or for it to be like a group live where they're just doing something very specific, like, you know, we're gonna like thank for this, or like celebrate this moment, and it's like kind of a very specific thing, like, oh, we're gonna do our birthday anniversary live, rather than like, let's just live stream right now and just talk about whatever.
Yeah, you've highlighted a point that I like. It's so like, you know, just naturally in my mind as part of my wish, but I need to specify for the companies that are listening. Yeah, I want, like, when I say fun or activity lives, they do, like, groups will do that occasionally, but it's more like structured.
Yeah.
Or like if they do a full group live, like, or something, like, a lot of the lives are structured, but I'm looking for more casual stuff. And like if they did a unit live, it might be like, oh well, this is like our day, and like the members rotate type of thing. I'm not looking for that. I want them to just like turn it on and have it be casual. And I feel like Ampersand 1 is the best group I could point to right now, like off the top of my head, who I think is doing pretty good with their lives. They did a lot last year, and they did have more structured ones, but they were still at least doing like a unique activity. And like they did solo ones, but they also did ones with like the other members a lot, or other members would just randomly appear, like even if it started as a solo broadcast. Like, they were doing a lot, so I appreciate that, and I hope it continues.
Par for the course.
Mm-hmm.
My next content wish for 2024 is not group specific. Well, I guess you could say in a way that it is, but I mean, not group specific, but I'm not speaking to the groups, I suppose.
Okay.
And it's something that, you know, people are going to have to remember for a long time, because it's going to be a whole nother year pretty much until they have to fulfill this wish. I would like for 2025 some better Gaios. Okay? We watched them, well, we tried to watch the music festivals, but honestly, gotta block your eyes at they were not good. They were not good this year. And it's like, whose fault is it, right? Is it the people putting on the event having bad microphones, having bad camera angles, right? Or is it the groups having bad, you know, concepts? Or is it the people putting on the thing not giving groups like good, you know, chunks of time to work with? We don't know, okay? I don't know what the problem is, but across the board, it wasn't even like, oh yeah, well, that one wasn't very good, but the other one was good. Like, any type of thing that I tried to watch that was like end of the year thing, they were all lacking a lot, and I know they can be better than that. So 2025, pick it up and fix it.
Okay. I definitely agree with you, but I've saved my comments about that for the miscellaneous category. So I do have a lot of wishes in that same exact realm, but I'll save my wishes on that.
Okay.
So another content wish that I do have is for more Running Man style or like game caterer style variety content from groups, and from, you know, multiple groups coming together. And this could be included in the form of a group's own variety, or like, you know, appearing on an already existing variety program. And another wish that ties into this is that I wish all of the groups that I like and want to watch content of regularly have their own long-running variety program that is free to watch, like Going 17, Run BTS, Gravity Park, 123 IVE, groups like that are making their content regularly, and it's like relatively long, like it's a decent length, and it's regular, multiple seasons, things like that.
Yes, that's some of like the best type of content for groups to make, I feel like. And for a while, like when Run BTS was doing really well, I feel like every group was like, well, you've got to do it too. And now it's really died down.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna say, this is not my last content wish, but the other one I have like is sort of similar. So I just want to say I wish for more long form reality shows as well. Like reality, it can be dorm life, travel, and I think I wished for this last year. And some groups were providing that, but I would like to see it on a more regular like occurrence, not just like, you know, it lasts for 2 or 3 episodes and it's once every like 4 months. I mean, obviously they can't travel like every single second, but you know, casual reality is fine as well.
Okay, well, I have like 2 wishes that are very, okay, just here's the deal, okay? This is a show, it already existed, okay? The fact, like, for it to come back, probably never gonna happen. But that doesn't mean that I can't wish for it, because it's like a really good idea, guys, okay?
Oh, this could only be one of 2 things.
It's dangerous beyond the blankets.
Okay.
Okay? We bring it back. Hear me out. Because everyone thought, you know, that's over. That's old news. Bring it back. You can bring back Kong Daniel. Get him before he gets into the military. Hurry it up. You're probably running out of time. The thing is, I get that you couldn't run that show for so long because the introverts would stop being introverted with the other people, right? And they would stop being homebodies. Okay? But they had a break, and you're going to get a new, fresh batch of homebody introverts. We've got a perfect lineup. Here are some suggestions. Anton, Wanbin, not Campton, Mingy from ATEEZ. You know, let's throw him in there now that I've got his vibe a little bit. And as per your suggestion, Antonella, what's your name? Annette, Jano.
Yeah.
From NCT
I
Dream.
insisted Jano must be there.
I feel like any and all of those people, you guys, you know, people that are making this show, you can add other homebody introverts. These are just a few that I was like, hey, they weren't probably, besides Kong Daniel, obviously, and Mingy probably was around then. But a lot of these people, they're fresh and new. You didn't even know about how homebody introverted they probably are. But now that they're here, what's the problem? Season 3.
Yeah.
Go.
I think it's a great idea. I would love to see this like happening with like our currently active idols. And I also think it would be interesting to have like girl group members or like, you know, female celebrities having their own version, because that, like, I didn't even think about that until just now, but they didn't have any.
Yeah.
On like the original series.
Yeah. And I think it should be more like season 1, where they were like just at the house pretty much the whole time.
Yeah.
Less like season 2, where they tried to be like, oh, well, you guys have got to go and do these things. Because I think the vibe of just watching them at the house, just sort of existing, was kind of the most iconic part.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I'd like that. Did you have any more, or do I need to say my last one?
I have another wish that is similar in the fact that it was an existing program.
Okay.
And I think I wished for it last year once again. But Gumya season 2, I'm still waiting for you. I'm still wishing that you will, you know, come into existence. I'm manifesting it. I would like Gumya season 2 Jachan hosting, inviting groups like Ampersand1, ZB1, Rise, Billy, and also I want returning visits from Gravity and Just Be, because I thought their episodes were really good. Like, Kumia was such a time, and I need those vibes back. I think we all do.
Well, you know what I'd wish for? Kumiya to be subbed. 2025 Kumiya subs. Because I didn't ever really get to experience it because I was like, I can't,
And obviously, when we get that full DKZ comeback, they will be on Kumiya as well, because the DKZ episodes were always iconic.
Okay, well, that brings me to my last one that is also a show that existed. I can't call it an existing show. Definitely not.
Is this the other option, or is it going to be a secret third option? Because I said there's only, 2 options here.
I don't know if you would know that this is the other option or not. I feel like maybe you would.
I think I thought of a third option. Yeah. No, it wouldn't be that. Okay, just tell us.
Okay, so there's a show that already existed, and I feel like almost no one knows about it. And I'm saying let's bring it back, but I've got a new concept, okay? A new concept. So there was this show. It was called Lipstick Prince.
Okay, that was the third option I just thought of.
Oh, wow, okay. But I want to hear the second option after. But yeah, it was called Lipstick Prince, and basically this show was male idols or celebrities learning how to do makeup. And then there would be like a female celebrity that would come in as the guest, and they would have to do her makeup in a certain like makeup look that she wanted. Then every week they would kind of focus on a new sort of thing. So it's like one week they're focusing on how to do blush, and then another week they're focusing on how to do lipstick, right? Things like that. I get that can only run for so long with a certain cast, because then they're going to learn how to do makeup, right? And then it's over, which is kind of what happened. And then they were doing hair and stuff like that. But it's such a fun concept. And it was kind of like, it kind of had similar vibes to It's Dangerous Beyond the Blankets, in terms of like they were getting people that were like in an uncomfortable situation. So it was fun. But let's bring it back, and you can call it Lipstick Royalty, okay? It doesn't have to be Lipstick Prince, because you can find girl idols, I'm sure, that there are female idols and celebrities that are also like, oh, I can't do makeup. Like, oh, I'm not good at it. And they can be part of the show too. Why not? And we can see male makeup being done as well. Like, just make it a whole thing. Anybody doing makeup for anybody. It was just a good time, because I've always wanted more content, and I feel like I might have asked about this previously. I've always wanted more content on idols getting their makeup done or getting their hair done, because we see glimpses of it here and there in like a behind for music stage. They're like actively getting their makeup done, but I want to see like, how it's being done. I want more content focused on the details and the actual like concept of them getting their makeup done. I feel like that would be interesting. And then if you add that added element of people that don't know how to do it are learning how to do it and are doing it on someone else, it's just Lipstick Prince was a good time. It was, even though it was really weird and it was really hard to watch, and I couldn't find some of the episodes with subs, and I had to watch them all in random places, and some of them are in clips. It was iconic. It was a moment.
Yeah, I'm like, I've only seen like a couple of the moments that you've pointed me to, but I do think it's an interesting concept for a show, and yeah, I never got a chance to actually watch it as much as you did, because now it's like all the places that you saw it from are like apparently non-existent, and they got deleted or something, and so it's just an incredibly hard program to watch, to find where to watch it. So yeah, I think that's a good idea. But yeah, I do have 2 more wishes in the content category. And one of the things that I wish for, and this might be a little bit like controversial, but I don't really care, and I don't really see why it would be. But I I noticed that there were more like YouTube shows for idols to go on in 2024 than it seemed like there were in recent years. So I hope that that keeps trending. Like, I hope that they get more. I'm not talking like, like BuzzFeed. I'm talking like, some other famous celebrity, like whether they're like an actor or another idol or something that has their own like program.
Like
but
how
it's still,
IU has a show.
yeah,
Okay.
things like that. So I hope that they keep going on programs like that. However, I wish that there are no more drinking shows.
Oh,
and I don't know
good
if
wish,
we,
good wish.
I don't know if we reference that kind of thing on BlushCat, but I'm referencing it because I need this wish to happen because I'm so tired of it. There are too many, and I don't ever watch them at all, ever. So yeah.
I think that's a perfectly valid and good wish because even just in the most general sense of the word, generally, without people getting too like about it, alcohol equals bad. General, okay? General statement. Idol equals role model. General statement, okay? So generally, that being a huge trend, I would say generally bad.
Okay, yeah. And especially, like everything, like if you're either going to be on the same page or you're not.
Right,
And
yeah.
So that's just the way it is. But I personally wish that it stops. Because
Like, I feel like
also it's like it's taking away a content piece that I could watch because I don't care to watch those types of contents.
Yeah. I just feel like even like without being like on a soapbox or anything, just generally speaking, I feel like that's not crazy,
Yeah.
So you have one more content piece?
Yes, I do have one more content wish, and it's just something that I'll continue wishing for. And I wish for no more competition shows, especially ones that tear already existing groups apart or are making only temporary groups. Like, I'm tired of it. We're all tired of it.
I feel like everyone is tired of it. Yeah. And like, sure, we maybe finally stopped all of the rigging problems, but did we really?
Yeah. And it's like, oh, if you don't want them anymore, just stop watching them. And that is something that I try to practice. Like, I hardly watch competition shows, but it's like, when you have in like the situations where there's somebody who is already in a group and then they go on the show, it makes you want to support the idol. And so then you like end up watching the show, but then the shows get like so popular and it's like, well, everybody watched it, so let's just do it again and let's do it the exact same way for like 10 years and there's no problem. But
it's a vicious cycle.
Yeah. So that is it for my content wishes.
Okay, me too, but what was the second show that you thought I was going to talk about?
Oh, yes. I did forget to mention that. It was Master Key.
Oh,
yeah. I didn't know if you were going to be talking about that because it is relevant to us again.
Yeah, hey, anyone who wants to bring back a Master Key type show at any time, go for it. Also, iconic and great.
Yeah. Back in the day, we talked a lot about Master Key, but we haven't like since we've been doing the podcast now, so we'll have to talk about it at some point.
It's good, man. It's really good.
Yeah. Okay. Should we just move into the miscellaneous category now?
Sure. I've got just like literally the most random things and I only have 2 things.
Okay. I have like a few things. I have 5, but one of them is very elaborate, so I guess
Okay.
I'll start.
Sure.
And it's the one that is tying in with what you had said about like the year-end festivals and the Gaios. So I wish for stronger year-end performances. That's how I generally have phrased it. I mean, I'm looking for more elaborate stage designs and costumes, less black and white styling.
Oh my God.
And more unique points that differentiate their year-end performances from a regular music show stage.
Mm-hmm.
Because as you were expressing, like, the things at the end of 2024 were falling pretty flat. And that disappoints me, because I really, as we probably have all discovered if we didn't already know, I really appreciate a good moment. And that's what I'm looking for with year-end performances, Gaia festivals, award shows, all of that. And so I'm really going to explain what I'm looking for here once again, just so it's all laid out for anybody that might be listening and taking notes.
Yes. And I'll just say, I understand. I'm sure you understand as well. We all understand that it can be very difficult to make something like that, especially when you are going to more than one of these things at the end of the year. But maybe it could just be a little bit less like that if, say, you go to one or two of them, and then more people can be invited overall.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be the exact same groups at every single one of them. How about we have some more variety? Because there's groups that exist that we talk about even that get invited to zero of these things.
Exactly. You know? Yeah. Great point.
And there are groups that have been established for years and everyone knows about them. People talk about the groups, and they still do not get invited to these sort of things. Yeah. And they are good at live performances as well. It's not even like, oh, well, they probably get invited, but they're just like, they wouldn't ever do that sort of. No. So yeah, I feel like you can focus on maybe one or two of those like performances and just not go to the other ones, and then like more people can go overall.
Yes, those are two great points. It doesn't need to be like a big, stressor. Like, I'm not asking for like a big grand, like, I'm not saying that every time one group performs their song at a different festival it needs to be super grand and mind-blowing. Like with IVE, you had said like their vocals were elevating it enough. So sometimes just that, like, obviously they're very good at concept too though, but some of their performances, they were just like, the way that they were doing it live and had such strong vocals was making the performance feel more grand. And so that's enough too. Like, so, even if it's just like you were saying, like one or two of the performances out of all the ones that they do at the end of the year, if they're like really memorable and have like some really cool and unique elements, that will be better than what I feel like we've been getting. And so I'd say IVE and ATEEZ have been pretty good examples at the end of 2024 and having at least some of their year-end performances be elevated by vocals and styling, but also having like a unique theme and elements that are making it different than a music show stage. And then the other point, yeah, I would like to see a fresher batch of groups and idols at these things, not just like the same few groups. Like, there are so many groups all throughout the years that we've known about K-pop and that we've been watching, like the Gaios specifically, and still to this day. And I feel like there have been groups that I would have loved to see at these things that just literally have never even gone. Yeah. So it's really unfortunate.
Yeah. I know I just said yeah, but I agree doubly. But what you're saying too about IVE, and even though IVE and ATEEZ's performance are vastly different, I get you putting them together. But like with IVE, I noticed when they did on one of their stages, Blue Heart, and a lot of it is them sitting and not having a big choreography element to it. And I thought it was still, like you said, the vocals and the styling and the concept were still so strong that even though they were doing, and it allowed them to do a song that they don't normally do without having to tax them too much more by adding a whole new choreography or something.
Yeah.
Like they found a really great way to give us something different, something that we've never seen before, without it being like, oh, well, we can't learn a whole nother dance. Oh, well, we can't do a whole nother big thing like that. They found a way to make it work really well. And so that means that other people can do that too.
Yeah. So those things are definitely important and would help, like, make the year-end performances a little bit better, in my opinion. And so I'm also talking about, like, I'm going to talk about, like, the other elements that I think would help. So it's good to include intro and outro moments and, like, dance breaks, but they don't need to be extremely drawn out. And if they are included, they need to actually add value to the performance.
True. Oh my God.
And also, I'd say backup dancers can be great for these occasions, but I want the coolest elements of the performance to come from the actual members.
Oh my God. Literally, you're saying so many facts right now. Yeah, like if the backup dancer comes out and like does a backflip or something, I don't care. I don't know them.
Yeah.
Sorry, backup dancer. But I want to see the group performing. So I want to see when I think, wow, or when I think, oh, that's interesting, I want to see it from the group. Unless I'd say there's like an exception, I suppose I would grant, if they are bringing in traditional elements. So if they're bringing in a team of people that are doing, the spinning hat people or the dragons, then I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah, that's all fine. And that it just, one of the most standout ones that I've ever seen is like the BTS, whatever one, the Melon, I think it was, performance that they did. Like, BTS still in my mind has such strong, like, award show performances.
Definitely.
And they, like, one of the reasons is because they knew how to utilize elements, like, and like elevate it, take it to another level and set it apart from their, like, regular performances and their, like, regular music show stages. They already had so much stage presence in those. So that's, like, I think ATEEZ is very similar in that way because they're pretty good at elevate, like, their whole break-in thing that they did at the Christmas Gaio. Like, I thought that it was a good intro bit to have, although it was a little bit, like, random in a way, like that it transitioned to Ice on My Teeth. But, like, it was enough to enhance and, like, get me ready for the actual performance. And it gave me something else to look at, but it didn't go on for too long. So I think that they're pretty good at that. And then also I want to say the remixes were definitely less grating.
Oh, definitely.
At the 2024 year-end shows that we've seen. So I wish that is still the case for this year, because I'll look forward to a group's performance at one of these shows, and then they come out and do a remix version that is, like, so terribly mixed I can't even recognize the song anymore, and the music overpowers the vocals, or they'll take out the best parts of the song and just make it super flat.
Yeah, that was a big problem for a while. Like, all the remixes was, like, literally, like, the part of the music that made the song so good, gone. Just gone.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Yeah, the remixes definitely were more, like, understated this time.
Yeah. So that's how I feel about like the Gaios and the year-end stuff that we've been seeing recently. We might do an episode on it still. Like, we might be talking more about that. We did a tier list on the Mama and MMA performances, just some of the performances, not all of them, some of them. And we did specify that, but we might be talking about more of the ones that have happened recently, maybe, I don't know. But what wishes do you have in the miscellaneous category?
This one, so super random, so super broad, so super, okay, we get it, Devin, calm down. But I'm looking for, in 2025, more #1 recognition. I just feel like, and I mean, I could say that for a lot of groups. I could say Blitzer's recognition. I could say DKZ recognition. I could say that. And I will, okay, sure, there, I did. But specifically with #1, the reason I bring it up is because I feel like with the other groups, I understand to a degree why they're not getting it, because they're too, like, unknown.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that they don't deserve it.
Mm.
But with ampersand one, I'm like, I don't understand, because I feel like they're in a company that is known enough. I feel like they have people that came from a show that was known enough. You know, I feel like they have ties that would let them have gotten more recognition by now.
Mm-hmm.
So where's the recognition? Because, like, literally, have you seen anything from them? Have you heard anything from them? The dances, the everything? Where is their recognition?
Yes, I agree. Ampersand one definitely does deserve more recognition, but I do no. I just wait. I do like just think about how like impactful it will be in instances like when they get their first win. Like when they since they don't have like that like immediate immediate success or like immediate recognition, it's like it's going to mean more when they do get it. And everybody will be so emotional. But like I do think people should appreciate it now, like obviously. But also this kind of ties into one of my miscellaneous wishes. And I'll just like say it and then go back to tying in ampersand one, I guess.
Okay.
I wish that the groups that I like are in the optimal state.
Ooh.
And by that, like, I mean, like, they remain active and with a good lineup. They're, you know, healthy generally. And they keep giving good content and performances and having concepts that I like. And that they don't fall into any sort of traps or enter points of no return where they, like, you know, lose their unique identity. And so I kind of think part of what would help that, like, help keep that, they can't get too popular. And I know that might be a controversial point, but I actually think Kyrell said that his mom said that or something.
Ooh.
Like, okay, son, like, don't get too popular. I think I heard him mention that before, and maybe I'm completely wrong, or maybe it was somebody else that said that, or maybe nobody said that ever. I don't know. But, like, you know what I'm saying, right?
Absolutely. That's a great point,
like,
and a great wish.
Like, okay. Like, I just think some people could twist that or be like, why would you ever wish that for, like, somebody that you're a fan of? But, like, I think if you get it, then you'll know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I kind of wanted to have as a wish, like, for ampersand one, I wish that in 2025 they would keep making stuff that I loved as much as all the previous stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sort of like, oh, don't let me down, I guess, kind of vibe.
Yeah.
So like I get that, what you were saying, like, from the beginning. But yeah, even into that sort of avenue, I think that's, yeah, like, I agree, because it seemed like it was just dependent on the group, you know? Like, if the group gets really big and if the group sort of changes their sound and or their vibe, those two things didn't necessarily seem like they had to be connected.
Mm-hmm.
But over time, the more groups that we've seen hit sort of a certain threshold, and then we see what happens, like, it does seem like a trend. It doesn't really seem like it's something that was, like, group specific. It kind of seems more like that's what happens.
Yeah.
And because, yeah, like, we specifically don't really like the direction that they go when they get to a certain level, I think it's valid. And I think it's good just in general, though. I feel like there are only a select few type of people in this world that would want to be that famous and that big. I think most people would be fine with being able to do what they love and being able to earn a living with that.
Yeah. Like, I want, of course, them to be able to still just, like, be active and doing what they enjoy. But I think in any sort of, like, field where you would gain popularity, it's like, the more popular you get, the more eyes that are on you, the harder it's going to get. And you're going to be trying to appeal to more people. And so you're going to be trying out different things probably and trying to keep as many people pleased as you can. And also there would be more, like, you know, there'd be more people that are trying to, you know, manipulate you or
like sway you.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's a wish.
I think that's a great point.
Thanks.
My other sort of miscellaneous thing that I have is also very random. And some people might argue that it already kind of happened, but I am looking for a Yena Wicked Love reprise.
Okay.
So like I'm looking for, and I know she did have a few more songs that have been sort of like darker concept, but I'm looking for like what Wicked Love was, like part 2. Obviously I don't want that sort of situation to happen where it's like this is the same thing but just slightly different. But I'm saying the impact, like Wicked Love is so good and iconic, and like I don't follow Yena regularly, but like for me that song was so great, so I would be like, okay Yena, give me another thing like that. Is that weird to ask? Because it's like I'm not, you know, I'm not a Yena fan in general.
No, not at all. I think that's totally fair.
Like the darker concept, but with the like 2000s sort of Britney vibe, like it was just so good.
Yeah, and the impact of the dance too. Like, yeah, that
so
was
good.
really iconic.
That's all that I have.
Okay, well, like that's all.
That's all.
Okay. So I'll finish up then.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll say I would like to keep the trend of having main vocals getting more opportunities and for idols to be having live vocals. And you might be thinking that's not happening, but I do think at least in 2024 there were more live vocals than 2023, 2022, like recent years. So I think maybe people have been complaining enough that it's starting to like return to having live vocals again. Like there were obviously people that were always doing it, and there's probably going to be people that never do it and whatever. But especially for year-end things, it's just so much more impactful when it's live.
So much more.
Yeah. And so, like, and I also hope, like, the whole main vocal thing, it's like for a while, I feel like main vocals were, like, never getting attention. And I don't think that's right, obviously. But now there's, like, programs like Imogen's show, like he invites vocalists on, and like there's a lot of other like shows where idols will go and sing, and so I'd like to see that staying a thing.
Yeah, because when K-pop started, quote unquote, there was a lot of focus on vocal ability. And then it shifted and shifted and shifted. And we got to a point in recent years where so much focus was on dance. And honestly, dance and like visuals in the sense of like showing good faces.
Yeah.
And stuff. So it is nice to see things coming back around to evening out. Like I want it to just be well-rounded, you know? I want like the dance, the vocals, the visuals, the rap, the stage presence. Like I want to see all of that always.
Yeah.
For the most part, you know?
Yeah, I agree. But also, just to clarify, I think what you mean is the group should be well-rounded. You're not asking for every member to be an ace.
Exactly. Yes. No, I am 100% saying the group to be well-rounded and like the comebacks to be well-rounded. And like I said, to a degree, like I get if there is a time when you have a comeback that is more focused on one thing than another, but it was like across the board, the biggest focus in K-pop was dance, to the degree that people weren't singing live because they're like, we cannot sing this song live while we're doing this dance. So yeah, I actually think that aces are like a bad thing. I think having an ace or an ace or two per group, is understandable and is good and is cool that somebody can be like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I like there to be specialized people because, well, I think you end up having a higher ability. But also, I think it makes for things to be more interesting. Like for, say, when you want to do fun things like a part switch and things like that. Or when you want to have a moment where you see like, you know, oh, Ju Honey's going to actually do like this singing part of this song. And he doesn't usually sing, even though he can. It's not like, you know, he has a role that is the rapper. So it's unique when you see him doing something else.
Yeah, totally.
Rather than like the people that it's like, they rap a little, they sing a little, they dance a little, they're in every song.
Yeah. I think that we have a short called Not Every Member Has to Be an Ace. From one of our episodes that we did. It might have been was it the How to Be a Better K-Pop Fan episode?
Oh, maybe.
Could have been from that. So I'll try to put a card to those if that's a topic that interests you. But my last 2 wishes for 2025, I want other members to have opportunities to appear in content or have a collab, not just like the center visual most popular member. I would like just a wider range of the members like be selected and have opportunities. And my last wish I had as a wish last year, and I wish for it again because I still want more Brave Girls roll-in moments. Like from groups like Pentagon. Just in general, I think groups should promote their old songs more. And I think that K-pop actually isn't too bad at doing that. Like they do go back to their old songs. But I mean giving it the proper treatment and just fully returning to one of their eras, even if for just a week or a few days on music shows. Like I want the full package over again.
Yeah, I remember you asking about that last year. Wishing for it last year.
Yeah.
Because it's like the Brave Girls roll-in moment was so iconic, not just for them, but for everyone.
Yeah.
The people watching, the other idols, like everyone loved that.
Yeah.
So take the other times when there was a group that had a stage that was iconic and do it again. No one is gonna complain.
Yeah. Like imagine if Pentagon fully promoted Shine again.
That would be incredible.
And like it obviously did so well, but if they did it again, it could get a win on a music show. Like, and just it would be so great. I just think it would be really fun.
Upset. Everybody loves when Shine comes on. They're like, oh my god, it's Shine.
Yeah. So those are my 2025 K-pop wishes.
Okay, well, we're going to have to wait and see how many of these wishes actually get fulfilled. I personally feel like, I mean, I didn't recheck what my wishes were last year, but I feel like none of them got fulfilled. I know for sure one of them didn't. I won't bring it up. Like it was like opposite of fulfilled. It was like I wish that this would happen, and it was like, no, we're actually made it be like this.
Oh no.
But I do think that some of your wishes from last year were coming true. Like I remember you being like, and that was one of my wishes.
Yeah. I think a couple of them did. Like I did see more like I've had the historical sort of concept, and Idol was giving us some second gen so things like that. I had a couple come true.
I didn't bring up the whole baking thing, guys. I know everyone was waiting for it, but I just figured I asked for it last year, and like it was like kind of slightly fulfilled. So I was like, I don't know, whatever. I'll stop asking.
Yeah, I thought about that again because I just want to see it so much.
Yeah,
but yeah, like there were more instances of things that are almost what we want.
Yeah.
You might be thinking, you didn't talk about any collabs or covers that you wish for. And I know, but that's because we are probably going to be giving that its own episode. And if we do decide to do that, it will be coming to you sooner rather than later. I'm not sure if it would be the episode directly following this one, but hopefully if we decide to do this as a theme, it will be soon because it would be like our 2025 K-pop collab cover wishes, like that sort of thing. So it will still be wishes, and like, you know, just collabs that we want to see, covers that we want to see, things generally in that theme. So if you are missing that category this year that we did last year in our wishes episode, it's because we might be turning it into its own episode. So you can stay tuned for that. And so be sure to subscribe to BlushCat and turn on notifications so that you don't miss that. If you enjoyed hearing our 2025 K-pop wishes in today's episode, please like the video on YouTube or wherever you're listening. And remember to leave us a comment and share your 2025 K-pop wishes. And also remember to come back and comment if any of them have come true. And you can tell us if you share like the same wishes that we share, stuff like that. Just do it in the comments. And yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed listening to this episode.
Yes, thanks so much, everyone, for a lovely 2024, and keep watching in 2025.
Yeah, keep watching, keep listening, and remember, we did tell you at the end of last episode, and I feel like a couple times throughout it, that on Spotify you can follow and like save our K-pop playlists, but the 2024 host favorites playlists are now out, so you can go and listen to all of our favorite K-pop songs from last year. So yes, remember to do all that lovely stuff. Have a wonderful time. Stay meowing. This has been Annette.
And me. Bye.
Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow.